Razor out? Have you got the razor stubble, the razor burn, maybe the ingrown hairs? Well, how about a better way to get rid of that ungrown or that unwanted hair? This is the NoNo, and we have put together such a phenomenal value for you today. We are so excited to have NoNo back, and we also want to let you know that we have got our Shop and Earn event going on here at TSC. And the more you shop, the more you earn. You get $10 off your next purchase when you spend $100 or more on any of your beauty items. So make sure you are shopping and earning with us at TSC. Beauty Month continues. We are getting towards the end of it. I know our beauty bag has been a runaway hit. If you have not picked up on your beauty bag, run to the website, take a look and order it because they are almost gone and we're getting to the end of the quantities that we have in our beauty bag. But we talked about unwanted hair. We talked about not wanting to have those waxes, the depilatory creams, the pain of hair removal. Well, NoNo is pain-free, and it helps to get rid of that unwanted hair for way longer than shaving, for way longer than waxing. It's permanent solution for you. And with a little dedication, you can get rid of that hair and not have to worry about it. We have an event price for you today, $250. It is pain-free, and we have got the Splatter Pro Deluxe hair removal system with the buffer, with the creams today. And Jennifer Crawford is back. She is a beauty expert. You've seen her here on TV. And I love the fact that she brings us a product to take care of something everybody has and doesn't want.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, in beauty, there's a lot of things we like as luxury fun purchases. Unfortunately, hair removal is a must. Right. I mean, all of us struggle with the same issue. And I've been so fortunate to be a part of this brand for 10 years. And in those 10 years, we now have 7 million people joining me in the crusade to be done with hair removal. So I'm thrilled to be back. Got a little surprised when I came in last night that all of this was less than when we were here with the showstopper.
I know.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, and we do the exclusive color, and you're getting all the skincare this time too. So this really is the last time you're going to spend money on hair removal. It's such an exciting feeling. I wish someone would tell me that about like my makeup and skincare.
Yeah, really, eh?
I'd be rich.
All of the buffing pads, the skincare, the NoNo itself, the travel carrying case, and we've done 4 interest-free easy pays.
Crazy.
So today, $62.50. And I will tell you, this is so cool. You want to see how it works? Let's take a look at the animation and be prepared to be wowed. What are we looking at?
So the difference in the NoNo overall, the technology, you started out by saying no razor bumps, no razor burns, no ripping, pulling, all of that. This is very, very delicate, gentle technology. We're actually going to treat the hair in its regrowth cycle. So we're done with these short-term, quick fix, rip off the hair, cut it. We're treating the hair while it's in its regrowth. So you see there the little kind of animation. It looks like a lawnmower going over the hair.
Yeah.
What we're actually doing is we're treating the hair as it's coming back in. So I'll show you the device, how it works, and then you can kind of see me doing it on my skin. I have the fun splatter paint color. I'm sorry you do not, but we literally only have so many of them that we were fighting over them this morning. These are exclusive, and we only have a couple hundred here, and that's it. When it's done, it's done. So I brought them in for the summer. There's your on and off at the top. There is a button on the front, and all that does is to give you the ability to adjust the level of NoNo. So if you want to start in the lowest setting, go ahead and then work your way up. This is that technology you saw in the animation. It's just a tiny little thermodynamic wire, and all that's doing is that's treating the hair in its regrowth cycle. And she's already off and running, so here I go. I mean, no time to waste, right? All you do is slowly glide. It is this easy as we're already going away our beauty treatment. The best part is we didn't have to get a babysitter. We didn't have to leave our house. We didn't have to pay anybody. We can do it ourselves.
I love the fact that it's pain-free.
Sure.
Okay, let's talk about the things as women that we have done to get rid of unwanted hair. Just for a second.
Right.
How many of you have gone for a bikini wax and screamed many words?
Right.
Many words when you've had that wax. Or how many of you, it's bikini season and you're using the razor, and then you get the stubbly bumps, or worse, ingrown hairs. Oh my gosh, those are awful.
Terrible.
But this isn't just for the bikini. This is for the legs. This is for the underarms. This is for the face. Look at the difference between laser, waxing, and using the NoNo. Okay, so over 6 months using laser, you're looking at about $1,194.
For one leg.
For one leg.
So we're pretty much at $2,200 for two, right?
Okay.
And then the waxing, you know, the interesting thing about waxing is, yeah, that's only one leg. That's only 1 month. You know,
and it hurts.
It hurts, and you have to just keep doing it. That's the unfortunate part about waxing and shaving everything else. And you said it right, Renee, when you were like, what have we done to remove hair? What have we spent? That's the nice thing. Yeah, with the NoNo today, it's only $250. But here on out, you're never spending money again.
Right.
I think that's the biggest savings about the NoNo technology in general, is the ongoing savings. I mean, this is an incredible value today. The fact that we're giving you over $100 in skincare alone.
Yeah,
But
and
think about what we saved.
$62.50
Yes.
over 4 months. So, you know, you looked at that chart, and
Yes.
it was over 6 months. Over 4 months is $62.50.
That's like my tip when I go. I mean, literally, that's the cost of one leg to wax one time.
Absolutely.
And you're going to do your entire body all over, and maybe your daughters, maybe all of your, you know, your sons, the partner, the husband, whoever. It doesn't matter. You only need one NoNo per household. And you're right. You're going to treat every area. So as you look at some of these before and afters, think about what you're doing today. Can you feel peach fuzz still on the side of your face, on your chin? This is Cindy. In just 19 days, not only was that peach fuzz gone, it was gone for good. I mean, look how much more youthful she looks. That's the biggest anti-aging tip I can give anyone, is just take off the hair on your face, right? I mean, it literally allows your skin to show through, and then use your favorite makeup or skincare. This is Leisha, total opposite as Cindy, as she is a young college student that was shaving her face because those long sideburns went under her ears. Imagine being in college and not being able to put your hair in a ponytail. I mean, who has time to do your hair? She had to wear it down because she was so self-conscious about
the hair on her face.
And you can also see she has sensitive skin, right?
Right.
So doing something like waxing or depilatory, that just wasn't an option for her. So after 6 weeks, the hair was gone for good. I mean, that's what we call life-changing. Again, that peach fuzz, it's under the chin right there. Little tiny peach fuzz. Now, what would you do? Take tweezers to that every single hair?
Right.
No. So just after a couple times a week for 4 weeks, it's gone. And that's a big difference for her. Again, a young girl with facial hair. I think we always get the misperception of, well, as we get older, we get hair on our face. No, actually, you get it even when you're younger. And some of us, it's just more predominant than others. Now, here's the mem. This is James. James was shaving twice a day because his stubble grew back so fast. And he doesn't have that thick of chest hair. I mean, Andy's got a lot thicker than this. But after 6 weeks, you can see it just thinned out. And it stayed gone. And that's what we're talking about. We want these results for good. I mean, I don't want to have to think about it. I don't want to have to spend money on it. I want to be able to treat it and be done with it. And that's what we've done with this technology. We've gone out and sought the best leaders and doctors and beauty editors. This has won Global Innovation Awards. It's won Best At-Home Beauty Product Award. And over the course of the last 10 years, we've had over 7 million people, all skin tones, all hair types. That's another big question I get, especially is like, can I use it?
Yeah, a lot of lasers won't do all skin tones.
No, correct. A lot of lasers won't. A lot of times if you've gone to do like IPLs, or maybe even you just have sensitive skin, you can't do other professional treatments. You can NoNo, and that's the nice thing. So everyone's like, well, then why is it called NoNo? And I'm like, well, I don't know, fuss, no inconvenience, no pain, no expense. There's no one that can't take advantage of the technology, and I think that's why, you know, in those 7 million people, I mean, that's just 7 million households. I have no idea how many people are sharing it within them, right?
Now, Jennifer, for our customers, this is not something that you start today and the first time you use it, you have no more hair regrowth. This is something that, you know, it takes time, just like you shave your legs. So you may start off and you may be doing it every other day. Yep. And then as it progresses, you'll notice, oh, I haven't done my legs in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Oh, I haven't done my legs in a month. Oh, I haven't done my legs in 2 months. So, you know, the more you keep at it, the better your results will be, and the longer period of time you will have between that hair removal till you get to the point where No hair.
She's exactly right. And actually, I have a chart, if you want to show it real quick, that I put together for that exact thing. I love your reaction of, oh, it's not on my legs. So unfortunately, that is kind of the reaction we have because we don't know exactly when your hair is in its growth cycle, as scientific as we can get. So we've had to do over the years an average of, these 7 million people, or the people that we go to for the results, to see exactly kind of what you're expecting. And it's pretty much exactly how Renee described it. In the first couple weeks, you start to notice it thinning out. You just have to keep up with it. And if you need to shave in those first couple weeks just to still get that really smooth feeling, you can go ahead and do that.
Right.
Once the hair begins to come in that you've treated, that's when you notice it thinning, it getting softer, less dense, to the point where in that second and third month, it's really sort of patchy. I mean, that's the best way I can describe it. As it comes back, you're almost looking for it. We kind of call it hair hunting. And that's when you'll just treat what's left. So your reaction was exactly what mine was, because when I started 10 years ago, we didn't know all this. We just knew it was a really effective, painless way to get rid of hair. We didn't have these millions and millions of people to study over time to see, what was the average time frame. So for me, I just kept at it. I was like, well, this is easy. I don't have to keep buying razors. I can do it on my couch with a glass of wine. And I don't have to leave my house. This is perfect.
No nicks, no cuts, no toilet paper stuck to your shins.
But I did the same thing you're saying. Like, after a while, I was like, okay, I don't have any hair on my arms.
Yeah.
And it took a good 6 months, I'll be honest, because with me, it wasn't until about March that year that I actually realized the hair was gone on my legs. But what's 6 months? I mean, honestly, now that I think about it, that was in 2008.
Or you could be shaving and you could have toilet paper stuck on your shins because of the nicks and the scratches, or you've used a depilatory cream and you've got the rashes, or you've gone out and paid a fortune for waxing, which you've tortured yourself in pain. I love what we're showing right now, which is on the face. And here's the thing. How many of you, I'm just going to talk to women for a second, in pregnancy notice perhaps the mustache occur, or perhaps menopause and all of a sudden the peach fuzz in the mustache? Okay, so noticed it during my first pregnancy. I went out and got it waxed.
Oh, and that makes it worse?
No, can I tell you what ended up happening? The biggest swollen lip and red bumps. I couldn't go out of the house for about 4 days because...
Which for you means you can't work either.
No, it was... I looked ridiculous. It was bumps and stuff. Many of you have probably had that happen from waxing and had that kind of reaction. Look at how she's doing her face.
Oh, she's glowing.
And this is amazing because there's something, as we age, the hair starts showing up. Like, where did that come from?
I love that you brought up pregnancy, because I no-noed pre-pregnancy. And so when I was pregnant, I didn't realize, like, what a nice advantage it was, considering I had a 50-pound stomach with twins in it. I couldn't even see my legs. Think about shaving them. I mean, that wasn't an option. But to your point, I did have some hair show up that wasn't there before. It was hormones. Guess what? Still didn't have to spend any money. I went out and got my same no-no out of the closet that I've had for years, quickly touched up, and I was done. That's the thing. You will own this for the rest of your life. And with Anne-Marie, she started with me a long time ago. It only took her a couple months, and her facial hair was gone. But just look at how glowy and youthful her skin looks instantly after she no-nos. So to your point, Renee, like, instead of needing downtime, which is traditionally what we do after going and having any beauty regimen, I get these facials, these crazy facials, and I leave, and they're like, you need 3 days recovery. I'm like, all right, well, as long as it works, I don't care. I will be on the couch if it means these wrinkles and,
I don't have 3 days of recovery.
Oh, no, right?
I gotta work.
I got twin kids at home. These little babies like, Mom. So the fact that you can look better instantly is a huge difference. Now, look how... Talk about sensitive skin and beautiful skin. I would never take hot wax to the skin. I mean, I can't even think about it. But in the opposite, we've been talking about hair when we age. Young girl, very thick, beautiful hair on her head, but that translated to her sideburns as well.
Right.
And she had very thick, I don't remember if you were here when we first started with her, but obviously they're gone. So, we're just showing you the after effect. But you could see where, where they were. She still has a little bit left because, as women, we keep a little bit of hair there. But it's the same scenario as Leisha and that before and after. You can see if she turns aside where they were, how long they were, and how thick it was. So that's a big, big difference. I mean, forget the cost, forget everything else at that moment. You're willing to do what it takes to pay for that freedom, to the confidence to not have to think about that.
Right.
And you're done with it. I mean, that's amazing to think, wow, okay, I found something that works. and they're gone.
Yeah.
It's over.
And it's pain-free. I mean, that's the thing. It's pain-free. Do you remember when you started shaving as a child? Do you remember cutting up your shins and walking around with toilet paper stuck to your shins because you have hacked them up? Many of you, probably like me, still have the scars to show for it. Well, imagine giving this to your teenage daughter, your granddaughter, your niece. Instead of having them use a razor, have them start with the NoNo. You know, it's bikini season. You don't want to have, if you don't want to go to the salon and you don't want to have somebody, you know, waxing you in an area that maybe is a little more personal, you don't have to with the NoNo. You can be NoNoing yourself. You can be getting rid of that unwanted hair without the razor stubble, without the bumps, that rash. There's nothing worse than you go and you pay to get waxed, and you go to put on your bathing suit, and now you have these little red bumps everywhere.
And waxing season, I mean, it's bathing suit season. We don't want to let the regrowth for wax. I mean, it's just not an option. All right, check this out, Renee. Ready? Brand new male model today. It's his first time using NoNo. I put him together. So he doesn't have the thickest of hair either, but see how dark and dense it is? There, we just NoNo'd it off. Oh, you got it real smooth. Wow, look at that. Yeah.
Almost like a baby's bum.
I mean, that's a big difference. So he has very thick, dark skin and thick, dark hair, and it took it right off. Now, he could have shaved that off, right? Because he told me earlier that he does thin out his hair, and I said, well, just wait. And he could have shaved that off, great, could have waxed it. He's going to keep having to do that for the rest of his life. Instead, for the same time it took to have shaved that, he treated it. So if he keeps up with this, I don't know what your end goal is with your arm hair, but we'll discuss that later. If he keeps up with this, it will be gone. So now that that patch is off, what happens in the regrowth stage is it will come back less and less. And as he sees it come back, that's when he'll treat it again until it's gone. So that's kind of going to be your cycle. I mean, unfortunately, none of us have hair anymore to show you, which is why I try and bring some new faces in so you can see it in its process. And whether that does take, you know, just a couple weeks, which it did on Cindy, and just a couple months, which it did on Anne-Marie, for me it took 6 months. But I was going to shave for those 6 months anyway. Maybe you're going to wax. For $62, you might as well just do something that gets you the long-term results.
So after you NoNo, you take the buffer pad.
Yes.
And you buff the area.
I saw you looking for a buffer
I was
everywhere.
looking for a buffer.
Yes.
I was like, I did my arms.
Funny?
Where's the buffer?
The girl said it earlier too, because my hair's been gone for so long, I just forget about the buffer. And it is one of the most important parts at the beginning you can have, which is why we give you all of them.
Yeah.
If you have surface hair today, you will need the buffer to get rid of any of the crystallization. And don't be shocked, and you brought this up too, if you do it at first, and the first couple times you do it, and you still have some hair there, that's fine. And if you have to go home and shave the rest of it off, fine. You don't have to sit there. I'll never forget the first time Andy was doing it. He's my husband, by the way. Poor guy. I throw him under the bus all the time, but he's the best. He tries all these beauty products. He's like, all right, whatever.
Good man.
If you sit there, I saw him trying to get every last hair, and I'm like, no. That hair is already grown in. Forget about that hair. It does crystallize off because of the warmth, but if it doesn't, so what? Shave it off, do whatever you need to do that time. Now that you've still treated what hasn't grown in, that's the next cycle that comes up. So once it grows back in, that's when you're not going to have to shave any more wax, because it does become so fine that really you're just NoNoing it off.
Yeah, you have to catch the hair in the active growth phase. And our hair grows at, you know, every little hair grows at its own little rate. So that's why it's built over time. Let's take a look at what the consumers study revealed about the NoNo.
I love this because, like I said, we've gone out, we've talked to beauty experts, bloggers, but we've also talked to the 7 million people that are using it. 97% recommend it to a friend. They said the hair took longer to grow back, it was thinner, it was finer. 95% would rate it the #1 most effective solution for removing facial hair. Wouldn't go back to another form of hair removal. 97% said the best all-in-one ultimate hair removal solution, which is why we have the Pro device, and that's what you're looking at.
Right.
When I started back in '08, we had a real big clunky device that you had to plug into the wall, and that's how you did it. I used to sit, again, I was the model. I literally just had a regular job, and someone said, would you be interested in removing your hair? I was kind of like into beauty at the time. I was like, sure, if I don't have to shave anymore, I'm in.
Bring it on, yeah.
I paid like $350, $390 for it at the time, but you just could use it from the neck down. And everyone was like, this is amazing. Can you use it on the face? Like, what about the face? And people kept asking. So years later, a lot of research and development, that came the Pro device. And that's what this is. All over, all in one, body solution. So the same NoNo I get home, Renee might want to share it with your daughters, sons, whoever it is, because they might have back hair, or I might be worried about my sideburns. So all you do is literally take the same NoNo, go from your sideburns to your arms to your legs. No treatment, no new session to be scheduled. Maybe you switch out for the smaller tip if you're going for the underarms, the bikini line, but that's it. I mean, you're done and you have your treatment.
Now, and you are getting a variety of tips as well included in these. And I want to hear from Dr. Diana, so you can hear what a doctor has to say about NoNo. Watch this.
Patients who've been waxing for years are so thrilled to use the NoNo because there's no more pain and they're getting rid of the hair without all the bumps and irritation that come with waxing. What makes me so happy is that I have happy patients and they're coming back to me thrilled with the results, and they're seeing with continued use that not only is there less hair, but the hair that is coming back is thinner and finer than what they started with.
You know, I think we've all probably, I would love for you to sit down with a calculator and add up what you have spent over the years on hair removal. And I can tell you, just with one daughter, never mind the 4 that I have.
Don't worry about the other ones.
One daughter, you know, can cost you in waxing or sugaring or whatever it is that you've been doing, or even the razors, buying the razors.
Oh my gosh.
Buying the replacement blades. You know, we've all been there.
Yep.
To be able to do something from the comfort of your home that, you know, at $62.50 using Easy Pay, and to get rid of the hair pain-free, no embarrassing razory bumps or stubbles, no rashes from, reactions to the depilatory creams or reactions to the waxing, no ingrown hairs that we get with shaving. That to me makes so much sense. And then we've added so much money in skincare as well today.
Yeah, this one alone we sell here for $56. This one we sell for $60.
Amazing.
So that's $100 right there.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you have to get closer.
And then you're getting 4 different tips, 2 of the smaller tips for, you know, those more designated specific areas, and 2 of the large tips, 4 of the buffers, the travel case, the brush. I mean, absolutely phenomenal event price for you today. And the fact that we've got that fun paint splatter print.
And the event price is less than when I was here. For a showstopper price, this is crazy. Okay, do you want to know what my add up was? Because I did it. And I was only shaver. I had never done anything else. I never waxed. I never anything. I mean, I just couldn't afford it.
Right.
You know, and I added up for 15 years, because when I started NoNo, I was 30. Gosh, that was so long ago. I was 30 and childless and just, you know, didn't have to worry about it. Mine was only about $15,000. I say that because over 15 years, that was just disposable razors. I say only because I added up 2 of my other models, but just like you, one, she was 56 and she had 2 daughters, so 3 of them waxing, 42,000.
I'm not 56 yet, just saying.
No, she was. With 2 daughters in their 20s, and all 3 of them are waxing. They had spent over $42,000 in the same time period. That is insane. But we do it because I mean, we talked about it earlier. Hair removal is a billion-dollar industry because everybody has some issue. Maybe you're just paying $25 a month for an upper lip wax, and that's it. Or maybe you're just paying $70 a month for a leg. For that same $70, you can own this and do your whole body and all the daughters that you have and all the sons and your neighbors' friends. I mean, that's what it is.
You know, it's hilarious because I remember the first time we were on air, one of my male friends called me up afterwards and said, "Hey, Renee, I saw you on air with that NoNo thing." And he goes, "This is a little embarrassing." I won't mention any names because he'll kill me. "This is a little embarrassing, but I got this back hair and I really hate it. Will it work on my back hair?" I'm like, 100% it'll work on your back hair.
And can we use you on air? No, we won't.
Yeah. And it was hilarious. And he picked it up to use on his unwanted back hair. And I mean, fantastic results. Now, maybe you are somebody who's sitting at home and you're thinking, "Oh my gosh, is this going to work from you?" Well, let's hear from some first-time users so you can hear their story. Watch this.
When we use the NoNo, what you're going to do is just glide this along.
Gently glide it up the arm like that.
No buttons to push. It's that easy.
How does it feel so far?
It just tickles.
You're just following that little blue light right there.
It guides you along where you want to remove the hair.
It's so easy. I'm amazed at what a difference this is making.
Can't believe the difference, how it's almost hair-free, and
Look at all the dense hair right here. So there's a huge difference.
I'm prone to nicks, so this is great. I've always been self-conscious of my hairline, so putting my hair back, this will be perfect for me.
Look how smooth that is.
It's unreal. That's awesome.
NoNo is amazing.
Reactions to it.
I know, I do love
First
guys
they're embarrassed, but then the minute it works, they're like, well, that was simple.
Well,
and I didn't have to go to a waxer and do it.
okay, come on, just you've got to admit one of the best scenes in movie history is the 40-Year-Old Virgin movie when he gets waxed.
Yes.
Do you know that he actually, they allowed them to wax him? Like, that was real, his reaction.
Oh, I believe it. But it's so true, though, too. Andy's like, I would never do that. I'll use a pink splatter, whatever. No, because I'm in the privacy of my own home.
Right.
And you can do it. I mean, it used to take me forever to shave his back. And the problem with shaving, though, too, is, again, the stubble. You know, we have a lot of young men, a lot of young boys that want to do this because the back hair, you know, can turn into breakouts or things like that. And you just don't know. And it's such a self-confidence issue. And then you have the young girls nowadays who don't want that arm hair. You know, when I was growing up, I had arm hair. It is what it was.
Oh, I know.
Now, my nieces are like, Aunt Jen, we do not want arm hair. Like, nobody has arm hair.
My girls say that. I'm like, what's wrong with arm hair?
Look at that. That's from shaving my arms.
Oh, my
because
gosh.
as soon as
You
I
have a
realized,
scar.
like, a huge scar. I mean, we won't even show you the scars on my legs because that's what I did. There it is. Everybody, thank you. There's my scar. But it's because I was taking a razor blade to my arm, similar to like when you saw Leisha. She was taking a razor blade to her face.
Right.
This is safe. It's gentle, it's painless. You can take it right from your face, right to your arm. It doesn't hurt. So if you have, you know, an 80-year-old grandmother that wants to do this on the most thin skin, you start it at the lowest setting if you want. Do it on your face to the youngest teenager.
Let's look at some
way
before and
safer than
afters.
a disposable razor that is probably unsanitary.
So let's look at some faces.
This is a female with a dark upper lip. Now, all of us have upper lip hair, maybe just some darker than others. Just 4 weeks, you can see it's gone. And then we had them stop doing anything, let it regrow, and it's still gone. You want to talk about life-changing. She would have paid 10 times over just to know that that's gone. Because like you said earlier, downtime is required. Every 3 days post-waxing, she'd have to have downtime. One of the other big problem areas that I always see, you know, here on the whole side of the face, it's that halo effect.
Yeah.
It's not dark, it's not thick, but it's there. And then you try and put makeup on top of that, and it's aging you.
Yeah.
So just 3 times a week for 4 weeks, again, 1 month. So $60, she did this instead of waxing, instead of doing anything else, it was gone. And then we had them stop doing anything and let it regrow, and it's still gone. That's the process of this technology affecting the hair. That's the treatment. That's why we have, you know, the before and the after and the after. I want you to see the results staying in effect. So you see those random stubble chin hairs, we all get them, you pluck them all the time in the car. 4 weeks, they're gone. And after 6 weeks, if you and I got real close, there's a couple that are starting to come back in. So that's when you would just grab your NoNo and treat
touch it up.
what's left.
Yeah.
Exactly. I kind of call it maintenance mode because that's where I've stayed the last 8 years or so.
Yeah.
You just touch up when you see it, because no hair is ever gone for good. I mean, it's been years. I've gone through pregnancy, hair's popped up again, but you just retreat it.
Right.
Same thing here, young girl with that whole halo effect, just a few times a week for 1 month, it's gone. And I'll tell you, when you take that warm thermocon technology to your face, we all know what heat does for the skin. It's great. It draws everything to the surface, really gives you that nice plump glow. That's what you want instantly after having NoNo. That's why a lot of makeup artists have this in their kit. They'll quickly NoNo whoever they're doing, their client, get a nice, clean, fresh skin, and then they put the skincare or the makeup or whatever it is on it. Because why not start with a nice, fresh palette instead of put makeup over top of hair? I mean, that's silly, as she's treating the
I
whole
totally
face.
did my face while you were talking.
Hey, do you have the little one in? The little tip? Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah,
you
I have the little tip in. But you know what? I'm looking at these before and afters, and that peach fuzz, that
I know.
unwanted
We
hair.
all have it.
We all have it at some
Sure.
point. And, you know, whether you've really noticed it come out in pregnancy, whether you've really noticed it come out in menopause, whether you've had it your whole life, and you know, often people with different ethnicities or darker hair tones, they do get, you know, that hair that grows down their face, and they don't want the sideburns, and you put your hair in a ponytail, and it, you know, you can be very young, and it can be something that you're aware of, and don't love it. And with NoNo, I mean, I'm right on air doing my face.
Right.
I mean, it's that easy.
So like, I'm right on air doing a treatment, and we didn't have to leave the house. And that's what we were talking about earlier today. For many of us that work on the weekends or have shifts or travel like I do, when I get home, I don't want to spend the next day doing my doctor's appointments and the dentist and the waxing and all that. Do it at your time.
Right.
It's convenient. It's now affordable.
Yes.
We have that same power of the professional technology at home.
And it's so easy. I mean, I literally did it right on air.
Right. She's like, huh? You want my mirror?
Yeah, it does. It doesn't even have a mirror.
No.
4 of the buffing pads, the different tips, all the skincare, the traveling case, all included. An event price at $250 for interest-free easy pays. And it is that spatter paint print that you are getting, the Splatter Pro, today for $62.50 using interest-free easy pays. 1-888-2020-888 is our toll-free number. Now, if you want to pick up on the replacements, we have got the replacement tips with the buffer pads. Those are available today for $29.99. How long, Jennifer, approximately does a tip last us?
Well, that's a good question, depending on how many people you have in the house. So if you have the 4 daughters, everybody's sharing, you'll probably have to replace them, you know, after 6 months or so. I was the only one using it. I never replaced a tip.
Okay.
Now, you do have 4 in the kit you get today, but maybe you got the kit with me back in January, and you're ready to do it, and you're sharing. That's what those are good for.
Okay. We also have the after treatment as well. If you would like to pick up on the NoNo after treatment smoothing cream, we have that for you at $54. 495505 is your item number, and this just helps prolong the smoothness.
Correct. It has ingredients like Capslow in it, green tea extracts. So you're going to put this on right after you buff. Renee reminded me about all the importance of buffing.
Buff away.
And that gives you that nice smooth glow. Now again, you do get this in the kit today, but you will need more, because for those of you that know, I still use this 10 years later. I mean, this, if I'm going to use lotion, I might as well use something that's going to keep the hair gone, right?
That just shows you the value of what's included in our kit today, too.
I told you, it's $100 of skin.
I know. And then we also, in our kit today, have the daily moisturizer with the Capslow, and that is $60 on its own.
Yes. And again, if you got a kit with me earlier and maybe this didn't come with it, this is great to stock on it. Or you are going to use this when you're done no-noing. I promise you that. You'll love it. Anne Marie's like, why don't we have any extra in here? She's been dying for it. So I'm going to steal this when you're done and hand it over to her. But this continues to help that regrowth, has Capslow, very hydrating, moisturizing, and both treatments have a really nice fresh scent, which if you do have surface hair, like I can smell because Renee had a little on her arm, that reminds me too. Well, it's good because I forget.
Well,
Once it's gone, it's gone. You'll never smell.
Okay,
I mean, it smells like a hairdryer.
So what she's saying is when you're doing it for the first time, and if you have a little surface hair, if it smells a little like burnt toast,
it's working.
It means it's working. So don't be like, oh my gosh, is that wrong?
It doesn't hurt.
No. It's
I love
totally
it because to me, I'm like, I got it.
I got it.
I nailed it. What does that mean? Well, so that little tiny wire that's in there, it's not just removing the surface hair. This is actually giving you a treatment. It's patented Thermocon technology, and what we've done is we've taken the technology from the big devices in the medical clinics that we have up in New York and made them into these tiny little tips that we can pop in, have the same effectiveness on the regrowth cycle. So if all 5 of us here in the room did the NoNo at the same time today, how it grows in tomorrow is going to be different for all of us.
Right.
That's why we want you to get this home and use it as often as you can, especially initially. Just get all that hair, treat it right out of the gate, and then kind of pare back. So week 2, week 3, use it once or twice a week, and then give it the opportunity to grow back. See how much of it you've treated. And then as soon as you kind of get into your 2nd and 3rd month, really you're just going to look for the hair, and then you're going to treat what's there. So I was using the example of Andy earlier on his back hair. He had a lot of it. So the first couple times I would go over it, there's still hair left. I'm not going to sit there and try and get every hair. So I just shave off what's left. But I had treated him. Then as the hair was coming back in, it was real thin. I would just go and treat what's left until the point where it had just almost faded away permanently. So that's what we've done here with the technology. Easy, safe, simple to use. So our 85-year-old grandmothers can use it. Teenage daughters can use it. There's one button on and off there at the top. Well, I'll turn mine on.
And you've got different power levels, right? Should we talk about that for a second?
There's the on and off. This gives you the ability to adjust it. So mine is on the highest level. There's 3 levels. You can start at the lowest setting. If you want to do the face for the first time, then you work your way up. And this
I'm on full speed ahead.
Oh, heck yeah. So am I. I need to get it done. This is that tip, and I could sit here and touch it all day long. Doesn't hurt, doesn't feel like anything, doesn't cut. But that's the tip that's giving us the technology. And if you can see, let's see how I can do this. See how it's flickering, Renee, kind of?
Yeah.
Okay, that's called pulsed thermocon technology, and that's what's differentiating the Pro device, which is what I have in my hand, to what we very started with, 10 years ago. That was just the straight thermocon, and that's how we're able to do it on our face. So when we wanted to upgrade, and we rebuilt and redid the technology, and it's crazy, we make this upgraded technology and it's $100 less.
I know.
I mean, can my TVs and my phones do that for me?
I'm sitting here doing my whole face while we are live on
Right.
air, and that just shows you it's pain-free.
Oh, yeah.
It's easy to use. For interest-free easy pays, our phone lines are very busy right now. You can jump the queue and go to our website, tsc.ca, or you can shop with our app. You can go on your smartphone and go ahead and place your order. Use the interest-free easy pays. And remember, when that combined purchase is equals $150 or more, to use that Ship 150 to get free shipping and handling. Don't forget to add in your beauty bags. We've got the TSC beauty bags with Beauty Month going on. It's a whole lot of fun what is in that beauty bag, and they always sell out. But I want you to think about what you have spent over the years on hair removal. You know, maybe you've just done razors, maybe you've tried lasers, or maybe you've tried waxing or sugaring. You've tortured yourself with the pain.
Yeah, exactly.
But look at lasers. Okay, so this is just doing a full leg.
Yeah, just one leg, and we had to take an average, and we go out and we talk to a few different places, and what does it cost? So obviously, laser, we sell it in, packages, 6 months laser, plus the maintenance treatments, because again, you can't just laser once.
Right.
And not everyone's a candidate. That's the biggest downfall of lasers. If you're blonde, or you have gray hair, or too dark skin, you're not a candidate. Now with waxing and depilatories and shaving, all these monthly treatments, they just go on year after year. So you're spending a couple $100s a month, and you're only being able to buy, for some of us, you can only afford certain areas. I have girlfriends that are like, okay, it's summer, so I have to pick and choose. So I'm doing the underarms and the bikini all summer. You want to be able to do your entire body. So that's where we get to NoNo. For $250, and people think sometimes that's like a payment because it's professional treatment. No, that's it.
That's it total.
It's just $250.
If you separate it over 4 months, not even 6 months, it's less at
crazy.
$62 and change.
And when I bought it,
today.
and we have the infomercial at home, like just the device is like around $370, $380, just depending on where you get it from. And then you guys are getting the $100 off plus the $100 of skincare. I mean, that to me is in and of itself a value, because you can get it home for that month and just try it. See how it feels for you. See how you love it. See how easy it is for you. The fact that I don't have to tack on a cost of a babysitter to go get these things done. I mean, really.
Or the fact that you're not torturing yourself and like in pain.
Oh yeah. The best is Andy will look at me and be like, so we didn't afford the hairdresser this month. I was like, are we implying that the grays are back? Like, it's because who's got time for all these treatments? And you go to the gym and maybe you do. Now we can do all of this at home. You can color your hair at home. You can work out at home. Let's treat our hair at home. That way we don't have to go get waxing and appointments and keep leaving. You do this at home. You do it at your convenience, and now you manage your own cycle. So you'll see when you need to do it again. For Anne Marie here, gray hair, this was her only professional option at all. So a lot of my ladies, and even the men that do NoNo with gray, they weren't even considering professional treatment because they didn't know there was an option.
Yeah.
Right. So to get this home, and I want you to look, she has no makeup. Every time I see her, it floors me. Beautiful, glowing skin. No makeup. Freshly NoNo'd, and that's what I love doing too. Most people think of hair removal, you have to have downtime after. With us, like all my girlfriends that know, like we'll NoNo before we go out. I mean, that's just what we do now, just to give us that like instant kind of plumping look and that nice glow. And then I put my skincare on and go. I mean, I don't really have any hair on my face. I just still NoNo because we like the way it makes your face look. But if you do still have hair on your face, you're giving yourself a professional treatment in a matter of minutes. I mean, Renee will have her whole body done by the time the show's over. I'm just here in the chair over
every
there
time Jennifer turns around, like la 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 la.
But I'm used to it.
It's that easy, and that's the beauty of it. Again, today we have got such an amazing event price. It is Beauty Month. We want you to get in on it. We've got the splatter print for you, $62.50 using our interest-free easy pay. It is pain-free. It is something that you can share with other people in your house. And the beauty is you have it for over the years. So all of a sudden you go through menopause and you get some rogue hairs that are showing up. Take out your NoNo. Deal with them. You don't have to worry about it. All of a sudden it's not just, a rogue hair. It's like, okay, now we have full-on sideburns and a mustache.
and
I
it's
need
dark.
to know it.
Where did those come from? You know, or maybe you are a younger female with beautiful dark hair and beautiful dark skin, and it is just something you're constantly thinking about. And that was her case with me about a year ago, I think, is when we were thinking that she started less than that. Gosh, that's crazy. And to think that it's gone. I mean, she had very thick, long sideburns. And it was, were you shaving it or you were waxing them, weren't you? You're waxing, yeah. So to think about that, going through the process, again, of the downtime, the regrowth, the appointments, the breakouts, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
true,
look how
right?
perfectly clear her skin is. I mean, if I break out, no one really notices because I got all kinds of discoloration. I mean, it is what it is. If you have this clear and perfect of a skin, one breakout would make me lose my mind. And you can see, so why put something on that, yeah, it's like it's one half dozen of the other.
You don't want to irritate.
You're right. Either you have the hair or you have the breakout. Which one is, you know, the lesser of two evils? Here, not only are we treating the hair, but we're also not even thinking about the sensitivity of the skin because the warmth is good for our skin. So this is something where if you have young women in our lives that it's really affecting them, maybe older women where, like you said, the hair's gotten darker over the years. That's another big issue. Same way, I went through pregnancy. I didn't have any hair before pregnancy because I had no-node. Afterwards,
The mustache showed up
where did
during
that
pregnancy.
come from? Oh, it's crazy.
You're looking in the mirror and you're like,
Stomach
what is
hair.
that? Yeah.
I mean, what? Where does that
Or
come from?
how about hair on your fingers or your toes? You know, those.
about-
I am not a hobbit.
So true. It's like, I'm a girl. I
am not a
female.
hobbit.
We are not supposed to have this anywhere. Same thing with like a dark upper lip. It's just not feminine.
Right.
So the fact that you can do it for only $250, I have paid a heck of a lot more to hopeful that something would work in some sort of, I mean, I had this crazy facial just to hope it would help my brown spots. It was well more than $250.
Oh, gosh.
And it was
Yeah.
one time. This
Look
is
at how smooth
a
you have gotten your
lifetime
arm.
of ownership.
He's loving it.
He's a newbie, okay, first day. I'm going to get the back of this neck by the end of the day.
I know. I was
Is
just
that
going to
cool?
say right here. We need to do this.
I think
Right
he had no idea what he was signing up for when he rolled in this morning, but I was like, hi, here's your no-no, have at it. 5 minutes later, he's off and running. And I want you to look at the other arm because he doesn't have very thick hair, but it's definitely dark. And you can see if you shave that, which he likes to thin out his hair, he told me earlier, you'll get the little dark dots, especially during the regrowth. I mean, he has gotten this nice and smooth just from no-knowing. No razor necessary, no nothing. This is his very first treatment. And then if I see him again in 8 weeks, whatever it is, it will be much thinner. And that's been my problem over the years with my male models. God love Mike. I started with Mike, if Wendy's watching, 10 years ago.
Mike has no more hair.
Well, he had really thick arm hair, dark arm hair. And we did these stripes in his arm just so you could kind of see the contrast. And then over the years, it just didn't come back. So, you know, which is a great thing. Most of us want it not to come back, but, you know,
But
for
he didn't want
demonstration
stripes on his
purposes.
arm.
Right. So I did let him do that. My cousin helps me. My cousin Bobby helps me out at home. He does the same thing. He's like, Jen, it's time. Like, because it's faded so much, even though they only do it with me when they come on air, that we finally did a kind of a one arm versus the other test. It's amazing. I mean, that's what really got me to see visually what was happening. Because when we do it as women, we never let ourselves
we don't let it regrow
Once
that way.
we've done it, like, you are not going back. Like, that's why we do give you the 30 days to try it, because we know you're not sending this back. I mean, once you get it, you love it.
Absolutely. I just want to give a shout out. My maxi dress today is Kim & Co. and it's coming up on Wednesday as a today's showstopper. We have some solids and some fun prints, but just wanted to give Kim a shout out. Now, hey, how about sharing it in your house? And this is the beauty of NoNo. It can be shared. So let's hear from a mother and a daughter and hear what they loved about NoNo.
I got thick arm hair from my mom. Thank you for that. Since I could remember, I've always had dark, noticeable arm hair.
So, and the laser treatment is too expensive, so I just let it go. So don't pay attention to my arm.
We started using the NoNo at the same time. We used it for about 6 weeks. I used it every other day. I don't know how many times she used it, but
I'm not telling you. You know, I watch TV and I do NoNo.
It's smooth and you don't feel any razor bumps, even if it starts growing back a little. It's just simple and it's convenient and it's pain-free.
It works really good.
You know, she talked about something that I think probably most of us have experienced, and that's razor bumps. And, and it may not even be razor bumps. It might be even caused from waxing. And here's a prime example, and you've all had it happen or you've known somebody that it's happened to. They've maybe gone out, they've paid to get that bikini wax, and then they get this rashy red bumpy thing. So now not only are you putting on your bathing suit and everybody can tell that you got waxed, but it can be painful, it can be sore, and it's embarrassing.
You've made it worse, and you paid for it, which is crazy.
Like, now you're drawing attention to it. But, you know, for me it was the upper lip, and I shared earlier my first pregnancy. All of a sudden, I got upper lip hair with my first pregnancy, and I looked in the mirror and I was like, what is that? I was mortified. Went out, got it waxed, and not a word of a lie, my entire lip swole up. It had bumps all over it, and I literally didn't go out of the house for 3-4 days. It was so embarrassing.
The best trick for the upper lip is, do you have a skinny one over there? You put the little one in. So you are getting, thank you. You are getting with this kit too small and too big, so that way everyone in the household's taken care of. Obviously, you get all the skincare that we talked about, which is over $100 in just skincare. The buffers, the travel kit, and the NoNo. Now, for the little one, I want to do the upper lip. Now that we only have 15 minutes, I can take off my lipstick. I don't care. You pop in the little tip right there. If you want to start on the lowest setting, you know, maybe if you have, you know, thinner skin or finer skin, you're not sure, you just start. See that sun icon, Renee? That's telling me the level it is, so kind of the warmth level. As we like to do, we go all the way up to the
I'm jack it up.
So for the upper lip, we have the Get Closer, which you'll just put on right before, and that just gives it a nice, really soft, smooth. Like I said, I have lipstick on. I have to keep talking, so I don't need to do it. But you just do one quick roll over, okay? You might have to do it a couple times. Maybe you can also go like this.
Yeah, get those corners, because that's where it tends to gravitate, right?
Upwards right there. And then if you still see, you can come back down a little bit. I'm just talking about your first time. Once it's gone, you'll just be kind of touching up. And that's it. That upper lip is done. Now, a lot of people get it right here, too. The under there. And if you shave that, it's going to leave bumps, and then you try and put on lipstick. That makes it way worse. Now, the chin, there you go. You go right around the chin. And you can't do that with a razor. I mean, you definitely don't want to do that with hot wax, even if you have it right there. Sideburns, you just go right up in there with the sideburns. You saw in the girls over there. If you do have real thick ones to start with, and you still see a little bit left there, definitely grab that that buffer. That gives you the nice exfoliation, and then that's when you'll really want that facial cream.
Can I give a tip?
Yeah, of course.
So
you're a professional now.
If you're doing the sides, just stick your tongue.
Yeah, and make it
And then it gives you a really smooth surface to get every little
crevice. It's amazing. Once it's off your face, you will think, why did I ever leave it on for so long? I mean, my facial hair when I started with NoNo didn't really bother me that much just because it was blonde. And I just figured everyone had it. Like, it is what it is. But as I started to get older and I started to wear a little more makeup and the wrinkles really started to set in, that's when I realized how much it's aging us. So if you take it off, regardless of our wrinkles or skin coloration or whatever it is, it's amazing. You look just so much younger. I want to show Cindy again real quick the side before and after. Because I know a lot of these women, they came to us, you know, kind of a desperation, like, I don't care if it's $389.
Right.
If it works, I will have at it. And that's what she was. Because she just, again, like me, just didn't do anything because her hair was so blonde. But look how thick it was. Imagine now putting powder on it or foundations and it just sort of cakes. 19 days. It's gone. I mean, her face looks clearer, it looks smoother, it looks more youthful. It made a huge impact on her. And then you think about the upper lip, the sideburns, the area, you know, the smaller areas where maybe that hair is darker. Now we're talking about insecurity issues, because those you can't put makeup over. Those you don't want to shave off. And then there's Leisha, who has very sensitive skin. So you talked about the razor bumps and the waxing bumps. She wouldn't even consider that. So she just took her dad's razor to try and cut it off. So, you know, just after 6 weeks, that's a big deal. And she left a little sideburn up there, you know, just kind of like you do, just to kind of leave it because that's feminine. You know, some of us do that. But think about it. For her, she couldn't even wear her hair down. I mean, because it was that much of an issue for her. So this is something that has been life-changing for many of these women. And they paid a heck of a lot more because they started with me a long time ago. Believe it or not, as we have advanced this technology, we have made it less expensive for you. Thank you, TSC, for doing that
and
with
for Easy
us.
Pay.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I wish I could buy everything on Easy. I mean, literally everything on. I'll buy a $12 item and I'll Easy Pay.
I want to Easy Pay it.
Right. Andy's like, is that necessary? So before you see all those little tiny, hairs right underneath the chin, just 3 times a week after 4 weeks, they're gone. I mean, gone. No more money spent on them, no more time agonizing over them. It's just not something we worry about anymore.
Right.
So allow yourself to not think about it anymore. I think that's the biggest thing that I have learned over the years.
And I do want to say, you have to maintain it.
Yes.
So you're going to start out and you're going to be doing it every day, just like you would shaving.
Yep.
And then you'll start to notice it's like, okay, today I don't need to shave my legs.
Yep.
So now you're maybe moving to every 2 days. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't shaved my legs in a week.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, it's been 2 weeks. Oh no, it's been a month, and it is phenomenal, the results that you will get.
You want me to put? Can we show the chart really quick of exactly what she's describing? I made that so that you can see exactly that, because a lot of people get this home and they're like, okay, $250, it can't be long term because it's not expensive enough. So they're just like doing it once or twice and thinking, well, it's not working. You do need to stick with it. That's why we give you time to try it. In those first couple weeks, do it every other day if you can.
Right.
It doesn't take 10 minutes. Just sit on the couch and watch TV or in the bathroom. Then into your first month, you started to noticeably thin out, and there'll be areas where it's a little patchy because we don't know when and how it grows. Your second and third month, it's exactly what she's saying. You're looking for hair. Treat what comes back. Give it a chance to regrow, so stop doing anything. That's why we ended up with those afters. We did that exact thing. We had them stop regrowing. And if you start to see areas come back in, great. That's when you grab your NoNo and you treat. Those buffers will be essential in that phase, as will the NoNo Smooth, because there'll be areas you just don't have any hair, but you still want to give it that nice, clean, kind of soft texture.
Yeah.
And that's when you just grab it. And it does have a very
I need a little NoNo Smooth now that I've done my whole self.
It does have a nice glow effect to it. So if you like to expose your arms in the summer, it gives you that nice tone that you're looking for. Just the same with your face. I mean, once that hair is off, you have that nice glow that we all strive for. Don't you love the makeup artists like chase us down with highlighter now? They're like, let me put a little highlighter right here and here, because it's, I mean, that's what we do to look more youthful. You want that glow. Just take off the facial hair.
Yeah.
It gives you an instant glow regardless.
Now, remember when you first start to use it, if you smell a little smell that smells a little like burnt toast, that's totally normal. It means it's working.
Don't you notice
be afraid
this
of it.
kind of...
Just mask it completely.
That's exactly what
it's a nice kind of fresh scent to finish it off with. $250 an event price. And again, please just sit there and add up what you have spent, maybe even just this summer. In waxing or in sugaring or in what you pay for your razor, because I know a good razor these days, $20-something dollars.
And they're behind lock and key at the drugstores. It's crazy.
So, do the math yourself. You'll understand the value. Stick with it. You have to stick with it, and you have to keep it up in order for it to work.
Yes.
This is the paint splatter. You're getting about $100 in skincare included today. You're getting 4 of the buffers. You're getting 4 of the tips, 2 of the regular size and 2 of the smaller tips. You're getting the cleaning brush, the carrying case, and that fun splatter print. 4 interest-free easy pays of $62.50. 1-888-2020-888 is our toll-free number. Well, Jennifer, I've managed to do my arms and my entire face in this show.
It was like I'm a spa. It's like I'm an esthetician over here, just treating everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you to all our models as well. And I want to share with you, we have also